Good morning. Good morning. We are looking at a Zija team hangout on air. I just wanted to share with you. My name is Mark Stillwell. I have a little website, moringaoleifera.us. What I want to do is show you a little bit about Hangouts on Air and why they're important for building your Zija business internationally and nationally. So I just have a special shout out to Fernando and Fernando Vieira, and I just want to make a connection with you and all the other team members, and hopefully we can go forward with just moving in even a bilingual Hangouts on Air. So I know you had a big meeting down in Texas, and you had a full house, and that's pretty awesome. So uh, why Hangouts on Air and not just home meetings? So as your team grows, you're going to find that you're going to need to connect with other people. And of course, you can drive, but our team is all over the place, and we have even people in Puerto Rico and the Philippines. So, what I really want to do is kind of do some training. I have a background in social media, marketing, a little bit of technology. So, I want to just do a training on how we can expand from our own home office, how we can build an international team. So, I just really thank God for this technology and for some insight on this. So, I just want to share with you what you're looking at now. So I'm going to point to it right here. This is called the lower third. So the lower one third. So what it does is it's an app in the toolbox. So when you go to the toolbox, and I'll try to find that. So right here is a Hangout toolbox. You may not be able to see this, but when you hit toolbox, it'll say Hangout Toolbox, and you can put in your name, your contact information, your website. You can change the color, and it'll automatically post your picture in there. So it's a really great way when you are working with other people. They can see who you are. They can write down your website, and they can go check it out later. But it kind of references who you are. So let's say we had a group of 10 people, and right under your picture or your live picture, you notice we're live, um, they'll have your name right there. So that's very, very cool. So what I want to do today is just work on a few different concepts. Let me answer the big question, why? Um, so this is social media. This is from Google Plus. So the people who can do this have a Gmail account to develop. You can watch it without a Gmail account. And in fact, the concept, I'm going to go, they call it the 30,000 foot view of what are we actually doing. So we're actually in a space where we can share this um, potentially. Here's my big dream. Here is the ultimate dream, okay? And then I'll break it down. So ultimately, what if you could develop more production in your Zija business? So when I look at production, it's actually sitting down with someone, having a meeting, really actually discussing Zija and going over all the steps, not just passing out a product sample or pointing them to a meeting, but this is actually a meeting. So when you have a potential meeting place um, at the touch of your fingers, your prospect is at their home, they're taking a look, and you're at your home. So you could be 5 miles apart, you could be in the next room, or you could be in the next country. So we're in 46 countries right now. What if we could develop something that was constant? Let's say we did one of these a day. What if we did 4 small invitations every day and one 2 hour presentation in the evening? So I know there's time zones involved and all that, but being that things are recorded and they're set in your YouTube channel, if you don't know, Google bought YouTube for $650 million about 8 or 10 years ago. So that was a big deal. And they say every hour there's like, I don't know, 24,000 videos uploaded. So YouTube is huge. It's constantly used. And what a great method for sharing. So let's say you create. So this is my. I've got, I think, 3 different emails. This is my email account for my Moringa business, and so it's connected to a YouTube channel for my Moringa business. So the two of them connected. I have a personal email, and then I have another email for some marketing. But the great thing is each email is connected with its own channel. So you want to make sure you have a channel that is um, designated for this business. So let's move into the big theory. So what we want is production. Remember that production is what pays, right? So talking about it, shooting out an email to a friend, or getting them there. There's all parts to the production. Everything moves towards, if you look at like a funnel, everything is dropped into the funnel, and the funnel is a way to um, move towards production. But what if we could speed that up? What if we could create incredible momentum? Because momentum is the craziness of a business that is so amazing. Momentum is moving fast. A lot of people create momentum by having a bunch of meetings and doing a lot of traveling. What if we could shorten the distance between the time you do presentations? So for example, my wife and I got started, and we shared the presentation a few times our first week, and we got it in front of the famous Jeff Pomeroy, aka the Blind Squirrel. So he has done some incredible things. He's currently in the Philippines, and he's building the business in the Philippines and Malaysia. But he started in a small town here in Oregon, and he went gold his first week. He's now platinum. He's probably going to be an emerald by the time he gets back from Asia. But the point is, he created a lot of momentum. He actually went gold and didn't have much product. Clue. You don't have to have product, but it sure helps. And this is a results driven business. Product is everything. But what if you really could build something and people, they trust you, they believe it, they're going to take um, the product once they get started. Or you can send them to your website, and they can fill out their email and information, and you can send them a a Zija fit pack. So you can get product to them. Let's not make that the challenge. So let's think of focus on the funnel. The funnel is where people are going to, there are parts to production, and part of it is connecting with them, sampling them, um, uh, doing a three-way call, a promotion. Maybe you have some people on your group now. I know Fernando has a lot of group in Texas, a lot of folks on his group. We have folks here all over Portland. But what if you could get connected with them on Google Plus? And Facebook is great. I think I have like 400 friends on Facebook. Big deal. What is Facebook? And I'll show you some of the differences in a few minutes here. But Facebook is, watching cat videos and seeing how your family's doing, and that's fine and all. But it was developed by a couple of college kids, Mark Zuckerberg in particular, um, and the point was to hang out and connect with college friends. So yes, they've done well for themselves since 2005. In fact, here's a tip about inviting people to something. Mark Zuckerberg invited 9 people to take a look at a business concept he had, and he called it Facebook. And 2 people showed up. Those 2 people are billionaires right now. clue. So show up for opportunity. Um, 7 people missed out, and the rest is history. So the point is, um, there are many parts to the funnel of production. And what if we could speed up the time between your presentations? So my wife and I, back to that story, we were, you know, developed a level of silver within a couple of weeks, and that was pretty phenomenal, and that's awesome. But maintaining production, that's a different thing. Um, how often can you do a presentation? We're both full-time in our own businesses outside of Zija, so how often can you put a presentation in front of a person? And that's a big challenge for a lot of folks. So what if we did something more simple? And I've been dreaming of this and really wanting to explore the power of the internet and how we can do this more rapidly. What if the timeline was every day you had a presentation someone could be invited to, and they never left their house? Every day they could sit down and, oops, they missed the presentation, they could watch the YouTube video because it's going to land in your channel or it'll land in my YouTube channel. YouTube channel is like a TV channel, so it's your own personal setup of your videos. So what if you could shorten the timeline of the information gap? So let me go into information real quick. I'm not trying to get all over the place, but I think this is an important point. People make decisions after they have increments of information. We call them the 7 points of credibility. So the first one is maybe they know you, they understand you, they've hung out with you, they spend time with you. That's 1 point of credibility. But being that you're not a doctor, you want to probably refer them to someone who's a doctor. So we have videos on Dr. Plant. We have videos of Russ Bianchi. So those would be other points of credibility. What if you did a three-way phone call? That's another point of credibility. Um, I have the amazing Jeff Pomeroy, Joel McNitch, some great people in the business who are very, very successful. Their credibility is greater than my credibility. So I've got a background in doing some contracting, some marketing, and whatnot. So that doesn't necessarily spell out health. So the power of having a real credible person is amazing. So sometimes we bring someone to a meeting. We had a doctor speak in a meeting. Her name's Maggie Lou. She was great. She had a lot of credibility. She explained some things that I've never heard of, which was amazing. So the people that we brought to that meeting added credibility. So sometimes credibility is all um, all of it happens within moments. Sometimes it's weeks, and sometimes it's months. So I would like to develop the 7 points of credibility maybe really, really quick. So what if, imagine we had 10 people on this video. This is just a training video, but right below this lower third, is a spot for 10 different people to be a part of the video. So what if those people, maybe one of them was a doctor, one of them was a therapist, or different people in different walks of life shared a little bit about how Zija has powerfully impacted their life? That would be amazing. So they're giving a short testimony, and we have to be careful here. We can't make claims about um, uh, healing and various things, mitigating, stopping, or curing. We can't make claims like that, but we can say, yeah, I don't take that medication anymore. Feeling great. You know, these are awesome points where we really need to get the word out, but not be afraid of saying, I'm doing really good. And I mean, really good because of this product. So, um, I was going to show a product sample, but I don't have one exactly right here. But the power is testimonies of other people having success and having results. So this is a great business, and it wouldn't be great if the product wasn't great. In fact, this weekend, 4 new products will come out. And so this is May the 9th, I believe. Nope, this is May 11th. So I need to turn the calendar. Yeah, May 9th. So right now it's May 9th, and on the 10th, they're going to be sharing a little bit about more products and learning how to get some of those. But what if we could narrow the whole time frame for information? That's powerful. So I've been speaking for like 10, 15 minutes, but the point is it's important that a person has the information. When they have good information, they can make a good choice. A lot of times we get a little upset because, oh, that person didn't respond or they didn't call me. I gave them my card. They're not responding. They da 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 da. People are busy. And I want to encourage you, there is a new way. There's another way. Google Hangouts is amazing. So let's just go through a few things. I'm going to do what's called a screen share. Yeah, you can actually share slides on your screen. Um, I'm going to show you one picture of an just this is a, a, a way to get some information out. What I do is, let's say someone's new, they're interested. I tell a little story. I'm not going to show the whole thing here, but I tell a little story about Moringa, how I got started, uh, refer them to pubmed.gov, type in the word Moringa oleifera, and then I give them some links. And this is actually like in a Word document you can put together. These are some of the things that Moringa will help you with. Here's some videos that I recommend them take a look at. Picture 128-pound weight loss. Liquid nutritionals. Here's some products. They could click on any one of these links and it'll go to my website. Um, and then some skincare. I mean, it's all pretty amazing. What I like to do is get information to people. So this can be put in a some type of a marketing thing like a constant contact, um, or you can just have this on your page and you can go from there. What I want to share is like this is a presentation. You can do the whole presentation, but what I want to do is highlight a few of them. So Russ Bianchi, Dr. Josh Plant. These are very simple methods to put the information in front of people. Talk about some of the problems with our food, where we've gone, what's going on with weight problems. Um, and here's our answer right here. So 46 antioxidants, 36 anti-inflammatory products, omega-3, 6, and 9. So we can go into so many different things and learn so much. So I'm going to go back to the screen share and go into back to me. Okay, so we can do that. One thing I would guard against is getting too technical. So what I would like to do is just in a quick manner get someone's attention, send them the information. If they can join a live event, they can do that. That's awesome. Let them have that opportunity to be exposed to the information, and then you can do a follow-up. I think what is really important is that we understand the difference between Facebook and Google Plus. They're not just different social media platforms. And I want to show you a little item. If I can get into, I'm going to go back to my, I'll go back to a screen share. So Google Plus. So this is my page. Okay, so I want to share with you just what is it what does it really look like? Um, okay, I'm gonna try to move around the page. So this is just my Google Plus page, 92 followers, 14,000 views. Talks about who I am. You could put your about page. Um, Basically, tell your story, give some links down on the bottom. This is great because you really can share some links with folks. So you have a Google Plus page, you have a YouTube channel, your profile, your website, and we can go to this website. Um, the great thing about being able to connect with people, this is a website I did a while back. I just built it real simple. Um, and this is actually right here. This is called a badge. So on a website, you can put a badge, and the badge is going to do, it gives an opportunity for people to follow you. Um, and I talk about Google Hangouts. I talk about testimonies, and it's great to have testimonies. And people can come in and look at some of the testimonies. There's Luke. Dr. Howard explains Moringa oleifera. So you want to have a chance for people to get connected with you. Um, so that's what I did. I just put together a few things, and it's important that people see more credible items than what they see with you, basically. So going back to this, here's some other things on the page, your YouTube channel, reviews, whatnot, posts. But my biggest thing is what we do. What do you do with Google Plus? I want to show you a little bit about that. Um, so it says this is actually the picture of the start of this Hangout. So you'll see right here where it's talking about circling your contacts, building an audience. I'm going to move into that real quickly here. But I post different things. Here's something I was reading on my tablet about artificial sweeteners. Sweet and low equal Splenda. So what I did was I was at a Mexican restaurant. I was eating some fine food there, and then I was reading this article about artificial sweeteners. And the interesting thing about it is artificial sweeteners, they do acidifying. So have too much acidity and too many toxins in your body. So what I wrote was artificial sweeteners are acidifying you. These are deadly. Our moringa by Zija is sweetened by stevia, a natural sweetener. Uh, More information at Moringa oleifera. So I can create a direct link. I could have a blog right here. I can do whatever I want. But people who look at this, they can go and they click on that. So anyways, really cool stuff. I'll go back up to the top here. Exit out, go back up to the top. Okay, I want to show a little bit about circling people. Um, this is a great way to show circles. So I'll, a basic teaching real quick. These are people in my circles. So I wanna show you a little bit about this. These are people who have circled me. Okay, and that's great. And these are people who might be interested in Zija. So when I have like 883 people, what I do is I actually will connect with someone, try to just circle them. Um, and so you can create different circles. Right here, you can name it. So you can name, this would be maybe team leaders. Um, So I want actually help with people hosting this. So I would go like that, and then I would go into people who've circled me, and I'll take so team leaders. I'm going to move that guy right there, and I want to add a person. Like I'm going to add Fernando. Okay, so now he's at good. Okay, so I've put him in a circle, and he will be a host with me. So I've got one person in that circle. So under team leaders, one person. So I can add other people. Like you just hit add. That's really easy. My wife will be another team leader. Okay, so how great is that? So when you start a Hangout on Air, um, these are people on our team that are connected with us. So we're working with various people. So you can do whatever you want, but circles are great. And how do you find people to circle? I'm going to show you this real quick. Um, so we'll go in, just go under home, and you're going to, here, this is a better place. I'm going to put in Portland trainers. Um, let's go Portland, Oregon personal trainers. So come down to the bar. It's probably spelled better than I do. Okay. Portland, Oregon. Did you mean Portland, Oregon personal trainers? Yes. Okay. So people and pages. So let's say I go to this person. This person's already connected with me. Here you go. Okay. So this is amazing. Now, what I've done is I've found this is a vertically integrated search on Google Plus. So why Portland, Oregon? Portland because that's where I live. We're going to have trainings around here, but I want to actually go and connect with these folks, especially having 4 new products coming out having to do with exercise and advanced workouts and ignite, hydrate, all these things. Cool stuff. Check this out. So let's say um, this gal says she's okay. These people in the green are already connected to me. Um, so here's a difference here. So Portland CH. So when it says follow, follow means they have a page. Okay. So I'm gonna click Moringa interest. Okay. So what is good about this is um, you can you can explore and move through any one of these. So let's say this person. So when there's no photo here, that means they're pretty much they just have a Gmail account and they don't really have much going with their page. So there's no photo here, there's no photo here, but I do have an address and a phone number. So I can follow them and put them in a circle. Okay, so I'll just put them in Moringa interest. Well, what that does is it makes a connection. When I put a invitation out to come onto a video or to come onto a hangout or to come onto any type of um, or if I want to share something with my various circles, they would be under Moringa interest. So that doesn't mean they're in on my team yet. They're just potentially interested. So this is a great way to really connect with people and help them see what we have. So I'm going to go back to that page. So you just hit the back button. But it's really important that you connect with local folks and show them how you do it, and then move through and work with them directly, and get a chance to put the information in front of them. So people that already have a picture up means that they kind of get Google Plus, and then you can move into connecting with them, responding when they make a post, or you can just call them and say, hey, I notice you're a personal trainer in my area, and I'm looking to help folks have some great solutions to some of their health challenges. So good stuff there. So I'm going to go back to the Hangout, and good. I think we can see me now. Um, but that's just a little bit about circling people and the why of Google Plus Hangout. So what I'm looking to do is get a group of maybe 5 or 10 people together and develop some Hangouts. So um, you have been chosen. If you watch this video, please connect with me. Let's get together and let's do some Hangouts. And then what's happened is that'll all be recorded, and then that will go into your YouTube channel. Um, for example, let me clarify. I'm hosting this, and when I bring on guests, everything will come into my YouTube channel. If you are hosting it, it will go into your YouTube channel. So whoever is the host gains the most. So I'm going to try to help as many people set up their channel, set up their Google Plus page, and start making sense of this. One thing about the difference between Facebook and Google Plus is Facebook has like over 1 billion users worldwide. Google Plus only has 600 million, let's say. The numbers are kind of skewed. But the beauty is that Facebook doesn't have live video. You cannot create video. You cannot create any video on Facebook and then put it in your YouTube file. You can't send it. You can put it on your phone and then put it on Facebook, and then people can watch it. But I think it's a limited time frame. But the cool thing is to really be able to put yourself in a spot where you're dealing with the largest search engine. So why do we want to work with Google? Google has what's called a biosphere. I call it the metrics of the biosphere. So what's really cool about them is like an umbrella. So Google is the big umbrella, right? What is under the umbrella? You have Google Search, you have Google Maps, Google Places, Google Chat or Google Hangout, YouTube, Google Glasses. You have Google Drive. Hello, I just used that and I showed you something that I put on Drive. If you don't understand Google Drive, amazing. So you can create docs, you can share docs, you can collaborate, you can do anything you want with various things, and you set them in your Drive. So when you go to your laptop, pull up Google Drive under the same email account, and then you'll find all your documentations that you saved on your desktop. It's also with your phone. You can save things on your phone in Google Drive, and it'll show up on your computer. No more problems with trying to transfer data. So a lot of good stuff, amazing stuff under the Google umbrella. I'm going to share one last thing and then I'm out. So we have Hangouts on Air, HOA. We also have SHOAE. So what that is scheduled Hangouts on Air event. So when I'm going to create an event and I'm going to invite you to that event, I go into under events. I'll show you that right here. So see if I can get it here. Oh, lost it. So How's that? Okay, so let's go into events. So this is just a Hangout that I'm on, but if you go into events, they have what's called a scheduled Hangout on Air. So create an event. Watch this. So you could put a photo there. In the event, we'll have a time, a date stamp. You can invite people. So you can invite your circles, extended circles, or just your team leaders. Okay. You also get a link to the event. But what happens is, what the beauty of all this is, when it's scheduled, it actually goes out onto Google search engine. So let's say I'm connected with people who have over 1 million different um, people in their connection. So they have 1 million different people they've circled. Okay, some people call it friends. Okay, they got so many friends. Okay, well, on your profile you can have unlimited amount of people that you have circled. So those are people you're connected with. Okay, so what if you scheduled an event, or let's say you've talked to someone and you've talked to them about Moringa, okay, and they're on Google search and you have an event coming up and they're not sure about Moringa. So let's say you've done 3 or 4, maybe 5 videos, Google Hangout videos that are still in the database. So this is what I call the biosphere. All that they know about Google, and they haven't probably figured this out, but once you circle them, you've made that connection. Now they go on Google search. Remember, you've circled them in Google Plus. They go in on Google search. Here's what happens. They look up Moringa. And so um, they just did a search on Moringa. But all your YouTube videos have tags and keywords and descriptions in them. So those descriptions actually give reference to Moringa. They did a search on Moringa. You've talked to them about Moringa. You know, here's what's happened. This is the coolest thing. When they pull up a search on Moringa, guess whose video comes up right in front of them? That's you. So powerful, powerful, powerful. They're going to go, oh my gosh, who's this? This guy, Mark Stillwell, Moringa oleifera. He's coming up in front of me. I'm doing a search. I'm trying to do some independent, credible search, and now he's got 3 videos in front of me. Okay, that's powerful. That's the whole biosphere, and that's a big deal. So we'll talk more about that later and help you develop that later. So, anyways, I'm out for now, and I'll send this video to you, and I'll have it posted on my Moringa um, oleifera site, my Google Plus page. So hope you are well. Take care.